Spring and summer are popular times for selling and buying homes. And if you're in the market for a realtor, we have one woman's unique approach. Gina Jacobs joins us from Gina Jacobs Real Estate and Property Management. Good morning and thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, talk to me a little bit about your real estate business and how you ended up getting it started.
Well, I've been in real estate for 13 years, and 3 years ago I left one of the biggest agencies in the state to shake things up a little and try something a little out of the box. And here we are 3.5 years later, and it's working.
And when you talk about out of the box, you're talking about how you price things and what you do based on commissions.
Correct.
You don't have a commission. You don't take a commission.
Correct. So let me start by first explaining briefly how a traditional commission sale works.
Okay.
When a homeowner lists their house with an agency, they're typically charged between 5 and 6% of the sale price. That's normal. And then their listing agency will split that commission. Half will be paid to the listing agent and their agency, and the other half is paid to whatever agency brings in a buyer for their home. So what I've done is I've eliminated the list side commission. I charge my sellers for my time. So they pay me hourly. My rate is $75 an hour, and I think they'd be very surprised to know that the amount of hours that goes into a sale from the time they sign the listing contract to the time they're signing their papers at closing averages between 20 and 25 hours. So if you do the math, that's a huge savings on the list side. Then what I do tell sellers is you want the cooperation of the other agents in town because they may have your buyer. Lots of different agencies are going to send their agents over to show your home. You want their cooperation, right, and they want to be compensated. So I always suggest to sellers, offer out a commission for these agents to cooperate and show your home. It can be between 2% and 3%. The higher priced homes can get away with 2%, depending on your price point, where you are. Sometimes 2.5% to 3% is more appropriate.
What type of reaction have you gotten from this business model, and what type of examples can you show us about how it exactly worked?
When I sit down with someone, the numbers speak for themselves. So if I just present to them what their savings is going to be, it's very eye-opening, and 9 times out of 10, they're ready to sign a listing contract with me.
Wow.
The savings, like again, I said, in the price point, a higher price point. This home, for example, this couple saved over $20,000. They were a higher price point. This condo, this girl was very borderline of being able to pay off her loan, so that savings, even at a $107,000 sale, she still pocketed a couple $1,000s.
Wow.
I have listings all over. This house in Windsor, they paid my travel time and still had a savings of over $4,000.
Interesting.
So it's worth it, regardless of where you're located or what price point you're in. There's savings to be had.
And one more question for you, because I have to ask to use your knowledge.
Okay.
A lot of people are house hunting right now or listing their properties. Mm-hmm. What one piece of advice would you give to everyone out there going through this process?
Well, interview your agents. If sellers obviously have to interview a few agents and make a decision. Buyers, utilize an agent. Some of them are out there thinking they don't need an agent, but you don't pay for the agent's services. As I said, that's paid by the seller. So utilize an agent because it can be very beneficial. I offer buyers a reimbursement of their home inspection costs. That's my incentive for them to work with me. But certainly sit down with a few agents. You want to work with someone who you're comfortable with, who you have a good rapport with, because it can be very beneficial. You're going to work with that agent for possibly a few months or longer in your house search. So,
all right, Gina, thanks so much.
Thanks for
very
having
interesting.
Me. Thank you.
All right, coming up. Well, first, if you have a business that you think we should feature here on Fox 61, email us at workinct@fox61.com or share what makes Connecticut great using the hashtag CTConfident. Now we're going to get to what is still ahead here on Good Day Connecticut. It is time to meet our pet of the week from the Protectors of Animals. This week we have 2.